Welcome to Campfire Stories.
Welcome back, friends. When we left him, Lucas Meyers was tearing west down the Trans-Canada in a dead man's sedan with the headlights off, a brass safe deposit key cutting into his palm, and 6 words in his ears. It is the only thing they fear. Behind him, at a hole by a water tower, he had left 49 bars of gold, and the man in the good coat, and 2 quiet men who had said, "You and I will talk." Tonight, Lucas learns what those words meant.
I have dreaded this all week, Marty. I have actually dreaded it because I think I know and I do not want to.
I think you do know, Carol. Lucas ran for a long time that first night. He ditched the sedan before dawn in a river lot outside Golden, wiped it down like they do in the movies, and walked into a truck stop as just another tired kid. He got himself west by degrees, careful, cash only, the way he had learned in a hard school. And for a few weeks he let himself almost breathe. He had a duffel with 4 bars in it and the last of his cash, and a little brass key he could not explain, and no idea in the world what had become of the man who gave it to him. And then one morning in a public library in Kamloops, doing the thing he could never stop doing, reading the back pages, he found him.
Oh, Marty! The way he found the old man, he found the good coat man the very same way.
The very same way, Carol, and that symmetry is a cruel one. A small item, a few lines. A man not yet identified had been found in a burned car on a side road east of Calgary. No wallet, no papers. Authorities were seeking information. And Lucas sat in that library, Carol, and he knew. He knew the coat, and the easy voice, and the man who at the very last chose to spend his one good deed on a nobody kid from a highway. The certain people do not leave threads. They had their gold back 49 bars up out of the ground, and they closed the one account that could ever speak. An unidentified man. That was all the world would ever call him.
Unidentified. Just like the old gentleman in the Mercedes. Marty, that is 2 men now, both of them swallowed up with no name, and this boy is the only person alive who knows either of their faces. He is carrying 2 ghosts.
2 ghosts and a key. And here is what settled onto Lucas in that library, the understanding that would govern the rest of his life. He was alive for exactly one reason. Because the man in the good coat in his last minutes had told the certain people that Lucas was nobody. A local kid, $20 and a shovel, does not even know what is in the trunks. They had believed it, or believed it enough, because the man who told them had no reason left to lie and every reason to be telling the truth about a boy he was throwing away. Lucas had no name in this. And a person with no name, Carol, is a person they do not come looking for. As long as he stayed nobody, he might live.
So the lie that saved his life is also the cage he has to live in forever. He can never be somebody. He can never be rich in the open, never explain a dollar of it, never tell a soul. Or the moment he becomes somebody, he becomes the threat again.
You have put your finger right on it. That was the shape of his whole life from that morning on. He took those 4 bars and he did the patient, lonely work of turning them into a life, and it took years, Carol. Never a whole bar at once. A little here, a quiet buyer there, a different city, a different story, a few years between. He never went back to the gold man in Chinatown. That door was burned. He built himself slowly into an ordinary man with an ordinary small business out on the coast, the kind of fellow nobody looks at twice, which was the only safe thing left to be. And he was, by any measure you like, a wealthy man. And he never once felt like one.
Because you cannot enjoy a thing you have to hide. All that money, and he is still that boy eating out of tins so nobody asks a question. Marty, he won, and he is still in the hole.
Still in the hole. And through all of it, all those careful years, there was the key, He never used it. He was afraid of it, Carol, and I think he was right to be. A key that opens the one thing that frightens people who frighten everyone is not a key you turn on a whim. He kept it. He moved it from hiding place to hiding place. Some years he half forgot it, and some years on the bad nights, the ones where he did not sleep, it was the only thing he could think about. It is the only thing they fear. He would lie awake and wonder. Fear how? Enough to leave him be if he ever needed it. Or enough to come for him the instant that box was ever opened.
Oh, that is the loaded gun on the mantle of his whole life. He cannot use it and he cannot throw it away. Because as long as he has it and never turns it, he is safe, but he is also always afraid. And the day he ever needs it badly enough to turn it, that is the day everything comes back.
That is exactly the arithmetic he lived inside, and he lived inside it for a very long time. Eventually he did the only thing a man can do with a loaded gun he dares not fire. He put it away for good, or he tried to. He rented a safe deposit box of his own in a quiet coastal town under a quiet name, and he laid that little brass key inside it, and he closed the door on it, and he told himself, "There, it is done. I will live my life now." And for years, Carol, he very nearly did.
For years. Marty, the way you say for years, I can hear another shoe up there somewhere waiting to come down.
There is always another shoe, Carol, in a life built on a buried thing. Because a secret does not die when you stop looking at it. It just waits, patient as those two quiet men, for the day the world reaches in and pulls the thread you thought you had cut. And one ordinary afternoon many years on, when Lucas Meyers had a gray in his hair and a business and a life, and had almost learned to sleep, the world reached in. There came a knock at his door. And on his step was a person he had never seen, holding a small brass key exactly like the one he had hidden all those years before, and asking for him by a name he had not used since he was 19 years old.
No. Oh no, Marty. By his real name. After all those years of being nobody, somebody is standing on his step with the same key and his real name. Who is it? How could anyone have that key and that name?
And that, Carol, is where this story stops being the story of a boy at a water tower and becomes something else entirely. Who stood on that step, and what they wanted, and what was truly inside the thing that even the certain people feared, is the whole of what comes next.
You cannot, Marty Shepherd, you cannot end there. After everything, after the years, after he finally almost learned to sleep, somebody knows his name and holds that key? Is it the certain people come at last? Is it something to do with the man in the good coat reaching out of his grave to protect the boy one more time? And what is in that box, Marty? What did that poor man carry for 11 years that could frighten the people who frightened him? I have to know. I truly, truly have to know.
Next time, friends, we open the box. We answer every last question. The old man's gold, the certain people, the name on the step, and we find out at last what became of Lucas Meyers, the accidental billionaire. It is our final chapter, and it is a night at the fire I have been waiting a long time to tell you. Until then, sleep warm, keep the fire high, and remember the things we bury deepest are only ever waiting. I'm Marty Shepherd.
And I'm Carol, and I will not rest easy until we open that box together. Hold your people close and come back for part 8, the end of it all.